Have you ever wanted to choose violence every time? I know I do. I can't go through a day without wanting to punch somebody in the face. How about a place where beating a person up gives you better people points? I believe there was, or better person points, or something like that. Well, if that's the kind of future you'd like to see, then perhaps you'd like to prepare yourself with the game we're going to review today. But before that, I'm going to give out a big shout out to Minimap Gaming, the social network for all things gaming. Not only do they sync all your video game libraries, but they also have a huge community of people who love games as much as you do. They have a store, they have news, they have gaming, and it honestly is a gamer's paradise. Quit wasting your time on Twitter and get on over to Minimap now. Yeah? So you may be asking yourself, what is the game where I can run around punching people in the face, beating them up, and getting good person points? It's Punch Club 2 Fast Forward. It was developed by Lazy Bear Games and Tiny Build. The game released on July 20th of 2023, released to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, and I think 360. No, I'm just kidding, it did not, but it just was so many things, I figured, why not? Let's just go for it all, right? Let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. You play a fighter who's running around, interacting with all the people in your neighborhood / city, and looking for your long-lost father, who at one time was a great hero and fighter. While you're doing this, you're also fighting yourself in several different leagues. You're training to fight and working odd jobs. You can be bending steel for Russians, punching slime, or tossing noodles. It all depends on what time of day it is and who you want to work for. The whole idea of the game is training, working to make money, and then beating people up. You'll constantly run into people in the game who also want to beat you up. So that's great, right? Some of the really cool things about this game are its heavy ties to the 80s and 90s nostalgia for pop culture. From posters that look a lot like Kickboxer to a cab inside your room garage that looks like the cab from The Fifth Element. If you look really close next to that cab, you can see Bender as well. As you run around the map, you'll run into people who look a lot like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. You may even see some Ninja Turtle stuff. And the cops look like Judge Dredd. There's even a place where you may run into a ghostly version of Mick, or the game's version of Mick. Part of the cool thing about this is you actually gain points for watching these movies, or retro points, or cool points, based on old school amazing movies like Starship Troopers. That's not the name of the thing in there, but you'll think you'll understand. And of course is Rocky. When we're talking mechanics for the game, it's not really one of those games where you think you're going to be running in and throwing punches yourself, like in Mortal Kombat. What's going to happen is you're going to be clicking and pointing. Your job is not to fight the fights, but to train your guy, pick his fighting style and the moves he's going to make. So it's more of a sports simulation than you're actually going in there and swinging away. That's one thing to remember when you're looking into this game. Visuals, you're going to get that nice retro pixel art style that fits the game like a glove. As you're running through the game with your amazing pixel graphics, you'll notice it's very neon and cyberpunk style to it. A very much synthwave game music that really pulls you into the vibe of the whole art style. The strength, the game is mad fun. The story pulls you in, but it's also hilarious. It's cool to go around and find all the hidden things in the game. Things from amazing movies or any other pop culture from the 80s and 90s, running around the sewer seeing Ninja Turtles. Weaknesses? I didn't see many weaknesses. The only thing I can say is if you read the title, you didn't see that the game was classified as in terms of play style. You think you're jumping into a fighting game when actually you don't do much of the fighting, but most of the just doing the planning. So in conclusion, I'm a big fan. I like this game a lot. It was fun. I'm still playing it to this day. I really like the fact you get to plan your character out, train them, choose their fighting style, all that. Also, the story as it's developing is a lot of fun. Plus, all the hidden gems you find throughout the game. If you're into fight simulation games, I definitely think this game is for you. And if you're a huge 80s and 90s nostalgia person and wish you could live in a world where you could choose violence whenever you felt like it and get away with it, this game is for you. I'm going to give it 4 thumbs out of 5. Thank you for making it through this video. I know it might have been rough. Just kidding. It was beautiful. You loved it. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your friends, tell your friends' friends. Please help me get to at least 500 subscribers. That's our first goal, and then 1,000. Because man, we gotta get this. We gotta get this going. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, don't subscribe unless you really want to. It's up to you. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night and peace.